everybody, it's Babette Haggerty with Haggerty Dog Training. And today I want to talk to you about hurricane safety. Hurricane season is upon us and we need to be prepared. Whether you're going to hunker down at home with your dog or you're going to take a road trip, it's important that you have these items with you at all times. Because even if you evacuate, you have no idea where you might end up and the hurricane might follow you. I've had that happen to me. If you don't have any of these items, you will need them. If you have all of them, you won't need any of them. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure your dog's microchip information is up to date. In addition to the microchip, you want to make sure that their flat buckle collar is safe and secure, nothing's wonky about it, it's nice and tight. You want to make sure that their air tag is there. I always like flashing lights. These little lights are great, they flash, this way you can see your dog at night. Because remember, a hurricane at nighttime, there's no electricity, there's no light, it's dark. And then their regular ID tag. Don't just count on having the microchip information. So you want to make sure the collar is nice and snug. When it's over their head, you don't want to be able to fit more than 2 fingers through there because they can pull out of that. So it's important that the collar is nice and tight, 2 fingers between their neck and the collar, and that the buckle is fit properly. You also want to have a picture of you and your dog, not just on your phone. Have a paper picture, preferably in a Ziploc baggie, because this way it's going to be protected from the elements such as rain. But you want a picture of you with your dog because if the two of you get separated, you want to be able to prove that, hey, this is my dog. See, this is the picture of us. You also want to have an extra leash. Always have an extra leash. It never hurts to have an extra leash. The other thing you want to have on hand, CBD oil. Before the storm approaches, start administering this to your dog as per label instructions. My favorite brand is the Pet Relief brand, and it's a great brand, and you can find that on my website. The other thing you want to do is have some lavender oil present. You can rub it in their ears, on your hands, and run it through their coat. You can also put it on their bed. You also want to have some toys for them. Toys that you can stick their food in there to keep them calm, peanut butter, etc. Another important thing is, and it might be overkill, but you know what? If you have it, you won't need it. This little tiny jacket, this fits my little puggy. It's probably going to be too small for your Labrador Retriever, but Outward Hound makes a great brand of life preserver jackets. And you want to get this for them too. You never know when there's going to be flash flooding. You never know when something happens to your house and you have to get out. You want to have plenty of sheets and towels for your dog. You can never have too many sheets and towels to clean up messes, bedding, if something gets wet, etc. Now, as far as food goes, you want your food, a week's worth of food in an airtight container. I recommend 1 gallon of water per day. I always recommend 7 days because you never know, 1, where you're going to end up, 2, how long it'll be before water and food can be brought in if you're hunkering down. However, what you also want to keep with you is either canned salmon, canned pumpkin, tuna or mackerel is great as well. And you can add a little bit of this to their food to just sort of lengthen the amount of food you have. And this way you'll have a little bit more than 7 days worth of food if you're only keeping 7 days of dry food. Don't forget the can opener. If you have an electric can opener and your power goes out, you're going to need a can opener. You also want to have a cooling vest. You want the cooling vest just in case you have no power and you're going to wet this in the sink. You're going to soak this in water and you'll wring it out. And you're going to keep this for your dog. The other thing you want to have is eucalyptus oil and pet-friendly bug spray because the mosquitoes are going to be out after a hurricane. The most important thing is your dog first aid kit. See my video on that and you'll see all the goodies that are in here. I also almost forgot, along with your picture and your collar, you want to make sure you have a copy of your vaccination records. Remember, don't just store it on your phone because if your power goes out and you can't charge your phone, you're up a creek. So you want to have paper copies, store it in a waterproof container such as your first aid kit. Go ahead and get your hurricane go box together now before the hurricane is announced because you're not going to have time to get all of this stuff together. So as you're preparing your own hurricane go box, you want to have your hurricane go box for your dog as well. And this way it's ready if you're going to go and it's ready if you're going to hunker down. Until next time, happy training and thanks for loving your dog.